Okay, welcome. My name is Mr. Dahlstrom. I'm going to teach you how to program your graphing calculator so that you can use the quadratic equation. As long as you know what A, B, and C are, it'll output both of the answers. So it doesn't matter whether you have the Python edition or TI-84 plus, as long as it's anything leading up to a TI, not including a TI-89. So this, what most people have as well, work. So I'll show you what it looks like on both of them. I already cleared my memory, so we'll go ahead and go. So turning on here, yeah, so I just cleared my memory, so I shouldn't do that. We want to hit this program button there. Most calculators, if they're not a TI-84 plus, it's not going to have this screen when you hit the program button on this. It's just immediately going to go to where your programs are. So if you have the one I'm showing here on the screen currently, you have to hit another button. And then this is where our programs are going to be. So we want to hit a new one here. It doesn't really matter what we call it. I've just been calling it quad. Now there's a flashing A here, which means that the alpha button has already been pressed. And then we're just typing with our letters here. So your calculator may have different colors on here. Mine are green for my alpha function and blue for my second function. So for alpha, I'm just going to type in quad. And then I have to, it's still on, so I can hit U and then A and then D. And I can go back and I can change that, but I'm going to hit enter there. Okay, so first thing, we're going to go ahead and press this program button, and we're going to go to the right, and we need to go down to prompt. Okay, and I want to prompt on A, B, and C, so I'm going to hit alpha A, comma, alpha B, comma, alpha C. So that's going to ask us for basically what the A, B, and C is for the quadratic. We'll hit enter here. We want to put a parentheses, and we want to do a negative, not a minus. So negative alpha B plus second, put in a square root, alpha B. Basically, each time we put a letter, we need to press alpha there. Squared minus 4 alpha A, alpha C, in parentheses, and then another in parentheses, divided by starting parentheses 2 alpha A, in parentheses. So no matter, it's going to look like that even in your other one as well. So you can look here, it's just going to go on to the next screen, but to A, and we need to store that here. So we're going to hit the store button, and then it gives that little arrow, and then we want to store that as the X, so alpha, and then find X and hit that. Then we want to hit enter now. And we can go, now we have to find the other root, so we'll do almost exactly the same thing. The only difference here is that we're going to have a negative B minus, so starting parentheses, negative alpha B minus second square root B, alpha B squared, minus 4 alpha A, alpha C, in parentheses, divided by starting parentheses 2 alpha A, in parentheses, and then we want to store that whole thing. Oh, sorry, lights went out there. Store that as alpha Y, and then basically that's it. We're just now are going to tell it what to how to read it out. So we're going to go back to program again. We're going to go hit to the right, and we're going to go down to display here. And basically, we can have it display anything. I used to have roots or roots equal. I used to just do roots. But we need quotation marks. The quotation is right here in the plus sign, so it's alpha plus sign. So alpha there, and I'm just going to say roots. So alpha R, alpha O, alpha O, alpha T, alpha S, and then we need to put the in quotation marks there, and then comma, and it's going to read out what X is, so we need to put alpha X, comma, alpha Y. That's the program. You don't have to hit enter. You can just second quit out of there. But just to show you that it looks the same thing on the other calculator as well, it just runs over to the next screen there. So yeah, making sure that we don't have any minuses. We just have the negative signs where they're available here. So I always have a good go-to check. So I second quit out of there. So same thing here, second quit out of that. And then to get to the program, you just press the program button. Once again, if you don't have this type of calculator, you'll immediately get to the screen where it says the programs, and you might have other programs on there, but we have just quad, and we want to run it, so we hit enter and execute. Basically, this is like, are you sure you want to run program quad? And we're like, yes, we hit enter, and so it's asking us for what those A values are, and I've just doesn't really matter which ones you use. I have a set ones that I use that we've been using in class, so randomly negative 0.5, making sure we're not using minus, so negative there. Enter 50, enter, and then negative 980, and enter. And those are the two values that we're getting here. So just to show you that that's the same thing. When we're done using that, we can clear that. And then just to show you that the same thing is run on this calculator as well. So program, enter. Are you sure you want to run it? Yes. This is a really dead smart on the screen there, but negative 0.5, 50, and negative 980. And it gives us the two same roots that we have here. So if you're needing to ever make any edits to that, it shouldn't happen a lot of times because it's running there, but you go to program, once again, go to here, and then you can hit edit, and then you can go around and fix it from there. Just to be aware that you need a second quit out of the screen, because if you turn your calculator off, sometimes you turn it back on and you start doing calculations on this program, and you don't want to do that. So second quit out of there. And that's how you do it. It's pretty simple, and it's really helpful and allows us to do our work. So thanks for watching the video.